Kieran's going to pretend he's the customer, and I'll represent Taskbeasts.
Okay, so let's break it down for those who are watching. What's the first thing that me, a client, would need to know about how Taskbeasts operates?
So let me give you a little bit of context. So I've managed Upworkers and Fiverr people for about 4 or 5 years, and I've managed a couple hundred of them. And when we created Taskbeasts, we basically took the systems that I had evolved to in managing them, and we're providing it as a service, because we learned a lot of like the hurdles and problems that you typically will have when working with offshore people, and we tried to solve them and make it smooth. So the important thing for you as the client is, all you need to know is, you just need to know that we're going to set you up with your own board, right? So we're going to use today the Taskbeasts board as an example. Taskbeasts is its own client. So we implement tasks for Taskbeasts on this board. And so we'll use it as to show you today. So you'll have a board and you'll have different types of tasks. Like these are administrative tasks that'll be done by like a VA or something. You'll have design tasks being done by a designer. We have dev tasks. You might have other tasks. Maybe you have marketing tasks, and we'll have a marketing list. So there's different types of tasks. So you would just go to the appropriate list. So say like admin tasks, right? And you would have a Kanban board here. You know, I don't know if you're not familiar with ClickUp, it's a lot like Trello. And you would just create a task. So you would go here, say like example task. You would open it. And then you would put context, which is give us a little context as to like why you need this task done, anything you think is relevant. It just helps us understand. And then you put in the goal, which is what do you want done, right? So if it's an admin task, maybe you need to do data entry of, you know, some new customer leads that came in this week. You want to put them into your CRM. And so you would just write something like enter leads from this week into CRM, right? And then you would have an account manager. So say your account manager is, we'll just put me for now. And then you would put this into, so these are the different statuses. You put it into prioritized status, right? So that's all you need to know. You created a task. And we're now going to get this task. We're going to look at it. If we don't understand it, we might write a comment to you and say, hey, we're not really clear about this. Or if it's clear, we'll then estimate it. So to estimate it, we'll give it a number of points. So generally, like, you'll be paying $5 per point. So if we think your VAs usually cost about $5 per hour. So like if it's 1 hour of work of a VA, it'll generally cost 1 point. So say that this was 1 point. So we would put 1 point. And as long as we completely understood the task, we would now move this into in progress. Once we move it into in progress, we would also move the due date. We would put a due date and say, okay, we think we're going to finish this by Monday. Right? That way, you know, okay, we've started the task and we expect to finish this by Monday. Right? And so like, there's some small chance that we may not finish by Monday, but if that happens, then on Monday, we will write a comment and say why it's going to take longer so that you're not just guessing. So part of the value of working with us is, you know, you can literally like outsource any kind of task. You only pay for what you use. As opposed to Upwork, like you don't need to like find and vet people. Most of our people we've already vetted already. And it's just very simple. So, you know, you can, I view it almost like throwing something over the fence. Like you have a job to be done, you throw it over the fence, we do it, we throw it back over the fence.
So let's say I've just signed up and submitted my first task. So can you just walk me through what happens right at the beginning?
As soon as the task piece is done, he's going to put it in review status. Review status is your signal as the customer that you can now check the work, right? And if you are not happy with the work and you want something to change, you'll put a comment and say, hey, I want this to change. And you'll put it back to in progress. If you're fine with the work, then you'll put it into done, right? And then we'll see that, okay, you're happy with it. And then we will move it from done to complete when we deduct this number of points from your balance, right? So when we move it to complete, it means that the 10 points that we'd assigned to the card gets deducted from your point balance. And you can top up your point balance whenever you want. And like you always have to have a positive balance.